Okay, let's go.
All right, let's get right into it. You know the dream they're constantly selling us about trading, right? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to explore the real mindset, the actual character traits you need to even have a chance at succeeding in the markets.
And let's just start with a fundamental truth, right here, right now. Success, in anything that's actually worth doing, is a tough and, yeah, often a lonely road. And trading is absolutely no exception. The big problem is so many aspiring traders are focused on a total fantasy instead of the reality of the journey ahead.
So, before we can even begin to build the right mindset, we have to tear down the wrong one. Let's really look at the myth versus the real journey. Okay, so look at this, because this is the core of the whole deception. Over on the left, that's the dream sold by all the snake oil salesmen online. Get rich quick, find the Holy Grail system, the idea you can just press a button and poof, profits appear. But the reality, the actual path, that's over on the right. It's a long, long journey built on plain old hard work, dedication, and perseverance.
Let's just be blunt about it. That dream they're selling, it's a false dawn. It's a mirage. So from here on out, we are only focusing on what's real.
All right, so with that myth totally shattered, let's start building. It's time to forge the kind of mindset that will actually carry you to success. So what are the essential traits of a great trader? Look, it's not about finding some secret system. It's about forging your own character. It all starts with grit and determination to just push through that brutal initial learning curve. It demands a long-term focus. I mean, not chasing quick profits, but building a solid strategy over time. It's about the raw ability to work for what you want, which means doing all the boring, unglamorous stuff. And yeah, that includes the endurance for long, lonely hours spent backtesting and analyzing charts when everybody else is out having fun. And maybe the most crucial piece of all, the resilience to take a loss, learn from it, and get right back to work the next day. So what does grit really mean in this world? It's more than just being tough. Imagine this. You've tossed and turned all night, totally worried about how you performed the day before, and you still managed to get out of bed with a hop in your step, ready to get right back to work. That right there, that's the core of it. This brings us to a really crucial concept, what I call the great filter. Because the hard reality is, most people who start this journey, they just don't make it to the other side. So the really obvious question is why? I mean, we all start out with so much enthusiasm, right? So much conviction. Why do so many people just quit the second the reality of trading actually hits them? Well, the stats tell a pretty stark story. As soon as the journey gets difficult, the moment it's obvious you can't just cruise to the finish line, a whopping 90% of people make excuses and quit. Only a tiny minority actually perseveres. The great filter is very real, and it is very, very tough. And here are the greatest hits of those excuses. You've heard them. Oh, it's a scam, it's just gambling, it's rigged for the big guys. But really, these are just ways to rationalize giving up because the work got hard. The truth is, becoming a success in any real profession takes years of hard work. Trading is no different. Okay, so we've established it's incredibly difficult. I get it. But for that 10% who persist, for the ones who actually make it through that filter, what's the prize on the other side? What is the true reward? Well, first, let's just talk about the sheer scale of the opportunity here. The market exchanges trillions of dollars every single day. Just let that number sink in for a second. It's so vast, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. And here's the crucial point. If you are willing to work harder than 90% of the other people trying to do this, you absolutely can carve out your own piece of that massive pie. You don't need to conquer the world, you just need to claim your small section of it. So what does that piece of the pie actually get you? Well, first, there are the tangible rewards, right? Turning a number on a screen into a better lifestyle for yourself and the people you care about. It means an end to financial pressure. It means more security, more certainty. And you know what? That alone is a powerful motivator, for sure. But beyond the money, there is something more. A deeper, more fulfilling reward for all that grinding and hard work. The ultimate prize is mastery. It's that feeling of knowing exactly what you're doing in a deeply challenging field. It's waking up every day with your finger on the pulse of the entire global economy. You become an integral, knowledgeable part of the very system that keeps the world turning. So, how do you sustain yourself on this journey? It's all about adopting the right mindset for the long haul. Because you have to remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. The advice for bad days is simple, but it's powerful. When you have a losing day, and you will, don't let it destroy you. Pick yourself up, figure out what happened, and most importantly, remind yourself why you started this whole thing in the first place. Reconnect with that core motivation. And on the good days, when you hit a winning streak, your job is to stay humble. Remember, the goal isn't a few spectacular wins, it's long-term, boring consistency. Always keep your eyes on the marathon. Ultimately, it really all comes down to this. Maintain your enthusiasm and just refuse to give up. This is just the beginning. Your story starts right now. The only question left to answer is, are you ready to begin?